The shot should have been simple. A clean line, a steady aim. A man alone in the Wyoming wilderness. Something he had done many times before. Carl Higdon raised his rifle, took aim at a bull elk and pulled the trigger. But what happened next? Didn't follow any rule. He understood. The bullet didn't strike the animal. It didn't even travel the way it should have. Higdon would later say it moved slowly, as if the air itself had thickened, as if something unseen had interfered with the moment between trigger and impact. And then, the elk changed. It didn't run. It didn't react. It simply stood there, motionless, unnatural, as though it wasn't behaving like a living animal at all. What followed was not something Carl Higdon had prepared for. He became aware of a figure, not approaching in any normal way, but simply there. The being he later described was humanoid, but not human, tall, thin, with a large head and unusual features. He would later learn a name, Ozor 1. Higdon described being immobilized, unable to move, unable to react. He said he was then taken, not by force as we understand it, but through a transition he couldn't explain. The wilderness disappeared, and something else replaced it. He described an interior space, a craft, not mechanical in the way we imagine, but controlled, ordered, deliberate. Inside, he said he encountered multiple entities, all similar, all calm, all seemingly aware of him, but not alarmed by his presence. Then came something even stranger, communication, but not spoken. He described it as direct, as if information was being placed into his awareness. He was told things, shown things, and given an explanation of where he was, not Earth, not anywhere he recognized. At one point, Higdon said he was shown a device, and something about his body was examined, not painfully, but clinically, detached, as if he were being observed rather than harmed. And then, just as abruptly as it began, it ended. Carl Higdon was found later that day, disorientated, far from where he had last been seen, unable to clearly explain how he travelled the distance, but there were details that stood out. His rifle was recovered, with a deformed bullet still inside it, as if the shot had not completed in a normal way. Investigators noted inconsistencies in his account, but also physical elements that were difficult to immediately dismiss. Higdon later underwent hypnosis sessions, where he repeated the same core account, the being, the craft, the experience. Some interpret the case as a psychological episode, a moment of extreme stress or disorientation in isolation. Others see it as a classic abduction narrative, one that shares patterns with reports across decades. And some focus on the physical detail, the bullet, the distance, the timing, the elements that don't sit neatly in either explanation. Carl Higdon was not a man seeking attention. He was a hunter, a working man, someone who stepped into the wilderness expecting a routine day, and came back with something he could never fully explain. What happened in those missing moments? Was it perception shaped by stress, or an encounter shaped by something beyond it? Why did the shot behave the way it did? Why did the elk not react? And how did he end up where he was found, with time that didn't seem to account for itself? Some stories begin with mystery, others become mystery. This one started with a single shot, and whatever happened between that moment and the one where Carl Higdon was found again has never fully been resolved.